Welcome everyone. Today it's a bit of a special day, Women's Day, International Women's Day, as some of you may already be aware of it. For me, it was a little bit of like, I knew that it's coming, but for some reason I forgot, and then I received a lot of like celebration related emails, and then I thought about like doing something very different from what we have been doing so far. For me, when I think of like this Women's Day, it brings so many other really strong women that I've seen in my life or that have affected me in many ways. So the practice I thought is going to be to focus on this inner strength, actually, which we all have, but we forget. And then we think like, oh my God, I'm just like not enough, or we have lots of like negative stuff that goes on related to ourselves. And one way of doing this strength, inner strength, or you can call it even like external strength building, we're going to be using a prop. I have a towel here with me. If you have like a yoga belt kind of a thing, which could be used for this purpose, or maybe one of those exercise belts or something like that, which whatever you have handy, anything similar to like a towel would be good. It's better if it is not like a too thick, but something relatively thinner so you can like use between your hands. And I will tap into this like physical strength in a way, almost like we're going to push ourselves a little bit in the practice, and then take a moment to feel how that almost like strength building, if I may call, feels. And then go inside, take time to feel almost like the reflection of this in the physical body, mental, emotional body, and almost like all of our layers as we kind of approach from a yoga perspective. So let's begin with just a few things to kind of activate our arms. So bring your hands onto the shoulders and do a few rounds of circles. We're going to be using the arms quite a bit. We're going to incorporate a little bit of the legs, hopefully, as well. So it's going to be all about like inner strength, inner resource, reverse the circle, and inner well-being overall, which is already almost there, even though we have maybe a lot of physical issues, challenges, pain, and everything else that's going on in our lives. So just hold your arms like that for a moment, and then open them out to the side, and then do one hand up, one hand down. So we're activating the mid-back, upper back muscles a little bit here, as well as the joints, shoulders, elbows, wrists, everything is kind of getting active. If you want to add on maybe a little bit of like rotation, almost like tiny twist here for the body. And then now bring your arms into this cactus position, circle, 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 and then reverse. And now open and close. So just like a quick warm up for the hands, all the tiny, teeny joints in our hands. We have many. And now open the arms out to the sides and then push the palms away, bases of your palms away. Feel the stretch and interesting sensations. I know sometimes this may feel like, oh my God, this is getting too much. Just stay there, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And then slowly release the hands. Bring them at the back. Now interlace them if it is accessible for you. Maybe take them a little bit away. If this is not accessible for you, keep your hands away, kind of reaching back very actively. We're stretching the arms. And during this practice, anything that I'm guiding you, if it feels too much or if it is kind of not accessible for you, please respect to your body's limitations. Now really draw your elbows together in whatever form that you are reaching back, kind of opening the chest a little bit, and release. Just take a moment now to connect with your precious body. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Just take a moment to feel all the sensations around the arms, shoulders, maybe chest feeling slightly open. Maybe things are flowing a little bit more in your arms. And then with a sense of curiosity, Just connect with the breath now. Breath has been there since whole morning, but you weren't probably paying much attention. Can you bring your attention now to this breath, the thing that keeps us alive, that gives us really this life force? And as you are breathing, can you make your breath a little bit more intentional? And if you like, you can bring one hand onto your belly. Feel the belly expanding like a balloon and exhaling, releasing all the way. This is a bit active, so we are kind of manipulating the breath. It's not just like simple breath, but big, nice, deep breaths. And every time when you do this, notice you are really taking in this aliveness. And then you're doing it slower, longer, to bring almost like the nervous system to a little bit of more like settling down, relaxing. And the mind also a little bit more like present with your experience right now. As we are exploring this inner strength, inner well-being, notice if that's something almost like accessible already, or maybe like, what is she talking about? See where you are. Do 2 more big, nice, intentional breaths. You're really squeezing and drawing the belly in, feeling almost like all of the abdominal muscles moving. Diaphragm is moving down and up. Last one. As you exhale, release, open your eyes if they were closed, and just feel almost like already a change, kind of like a bit more energized maybe, or a sense of a bit more connection with your body. Now just open your arms out to the sides, just circle them a little bit. This doesn't have to be almost like connected with the breath, reverse. This is more like a warm-up for the musculature of your arms. And then slowly release them. And then grab and reach to your strap, towel, or whatever. If you haven't done something like that earlier, this may be an interesting exploration for you. But if you check like YouTube, there are a lot of people doing like towel Pilates, especially they use it in Pilates. So for the first one, reach in front of you, so your arms are not like this way, like big open, but more like about shoulder width apart. But you're going to be doing something here. You're not just reaching like that. You're trying to almost tear apart the towel, so your arms are very active. I think you're going to feel it immediately, like all of the muscles of your arms are going to be active. And then from here, maybe reduce it, just like lower it a little bit down. And then we're going to slowly start to lift it up. So you're very actively stretching your hands almost like away from each other. You'll be feeling your upper back, your arms, and then slowly make it higher. And now you can coordinate this one with the breath, exhaling and inhaling. Are you feeling already your arms? I am feeling, you're probably feeling too. And if this is again gets too tight, you can have maybe slightly wider stance with your arms. Lift it up, go higher, and see if your range of motion is still allowing you to go higher. For some of you, maybe, oh, I'm here and I cannot go. Just check with that. If so, you can go wider, especially if you have like any range of motion limitations to lift it up. Maybe you want to go even higher for this round, like when you take it up all the way. And then next time when you have the arms reaching up, just stay here, hold here, but very actively. See, this is loose and then this is firm. Just hold it here. Feel your rotator cuff muscles at the back. Feel this tapping into the sense of strength, like you're doing something actively. And then slowly release. And as you release, Feel how things are changing, like what's happening in your body, what are the sensations. And connect again this sense of almost like a reminder to yourself, like you put a lot of effort into something, and then now you're just like savoring this ease and relaxation. So we're going to continue with like similar kind of explorations. And for this one, it's kind of midway between like full open or like closer. So have your arms up. So let one arm still reaching up, but the other one is coming downward. So we're going to be playing here again the same action between your hands. You're trying to almost like tear it apart and then loosening. And then like this. So what we're trying to do here, this arm is active, but we're in a way, we're trying to stretch this side. We do this normally like this, no? So this one is gonna just increase it even more. So especially this hand is very active. And then you're stretching, releasing. You're probably feeling this in different parts, all the way on the sides, maybe about the waist area a little bit, maybe in your low back. And then do that one last time here on this side. And then just stay here now. Feel the stretch. Now focus on this arm, upper arm, how the stretch is happening. And then slowly release. Just take a moment if you like. Maybe just place the towel here. And then maybe gaze up a little bit. And then release the neck and shoulder area. Now to the other side, same thing, we're going to be aiming to stretch this side using this arm. So very active engagement between your hands here. And you're going to be like drawing your hands a little bit and then release. You can almost like loosen and then tighten again. Just a couple of more like that. Feel the stretch on your side. Whole body as well as activation of this arm. And let's do 2 more like that. Last one. And staying here, feeling the stretch. Arms are the hands are very actively trying to almost like move apart, away from each other. And then slowly release, just bring everything back to the center, but just stay here, just hold your arms, maybe a little bit wider. Hold them like that, and just move them back slightly. I know your shoulders and rotator cuff muscles are probably working really hard right now. Just hold them here one more time. Again, very actively reach them away, and then release. Just take a moment to feel, again, just taking a break. Feel your inner strength, just like almost remind, like whatever your capacity, you have done a lot kind of to really feel that inner strength that's already there, right? But it requires some effort. It's not like coming that easily. Sometimes we are really easily like saying like, oh, I cannot do this. But when you just put something into action, you may see things maybe changing. Going on, so we'll have a few more of those explorations. So your hands are now this time close to each other, so really like shoulder width apart. And this time we're going to be working on this oblique muscles, this ones, as we're going to be just like staying in this upright position, spine is tall, and we're only working with the upper body, as you can tell, turning to one side as you exhale. Inhale back to center. Turning to other side. The action between your hands is still there. You're really trying to tear them apart. And then moving side to side like that. And when you turn, you're going to feel this oblique muscles getting active or like a momentary squeeze. And then back to center. Still stay here with the arms. They're relatively straight here to maintain this sense of kind of they're trying to reach away from each other. Now this time we're going to do this like twice. And then back to center. Twice again, same side. Almost like a tiny pulse here. And then feel the twist happening in the body. rotating, very active arms, back to center. Let's do one more each side. And then to the other side, back to center. And just stay here for a moment, just action of like trying to tear them apart. And then release. Just feel again, taking time to feel this inner strength, outer and inner maybe. Like when we do this very active version, maybe it's almost like a bit like external, but just like tapping into it and notice what kind of a change almost like is happening in your body. We're gonna go with one more round of this obliques. So make sure that you are at the front edge of your chair because we're gonna be almost like sliding a little bit back on this one as we continue with the same action, this oblique, but it's gonna cover almost like entire line this time. You will feel the difference. So the hand position is more or less the same, maybe slightly wider. So this time, instead of just turning to the side, you're gonna be leaning back and turning to the side. And then back to the center. Same thing, a little bit leaning back and then turning to the side and then bringing yourself to the front, right? A lot of action is needed here, I know. And then to the side, to the front. And then come back again. Let's do one more time each side. Center. And then to the other side, and then come back to the center. And just one more time, as we did earlier, try to take your arms up to the sky. And then just simple this time, both arms moving, kind of just gentle stretches so that we complete these 6 movements of the spine with the side body stretches, a little bit of a twist and oblique work. Back to the center, and then to the other side. Let's do just kind of simple stretches. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Again, just drop everything. And connect. Maybe like things are flowing, right? In the upper body, chest area. And now you may be wondering, what are we gonna do with our legs, no? So let's bring them also into this play. And if you wanna take a sip from your water in the meantime, that's the right opportunity. So we'll continue, same action with the hands. You have this one very actively kind of holding. And then we're gonna add the leg lifts into this one. We're gonna come like a good, nice stretches at the end after we kind of complete this set. So reaching forward with the hands, again, find a distance, let's say, that's workable for you. Maybe for some of you, due to range of limitations, you wanna have it like wider, which could make things maybe even more difficult, who knows? So give it a try. And then starting here with very active as you're trying to take your hands away from each other, lift your leg like that, and then reach to the front. If you can, maybe press your heel away, and then bend it again, bring it towards your chest, and then release. Same thing for the other side. Lift the knee and then stretch your leg. Lift it up again, bring it closer towards the knee and then release. As you're doing this, as much as possible, please, try to have the spine long. You're not kind of rounding like that. So just do your best. It doesn't have to come all the way to the chest or so, but you're just lifting and then stretching, straightening, very active. Now your leg is also stretching to the chest, release. Let's do one more time each side. Lifting, straightening, stretching, bend again, release. Let's do last time for this side too. Feel your arms as well as your legs are working. And then slowly release, just let go of everything. Feel your whole body. This sense of connection, maybe even your heartbeat has changed. How this connection, like almost like the mind is resting in the body with a sense of curiosity. And exploring the sense of sourcing from inside, resourcing from inside, the sense of maybe inner strength, as we would like to think of. So drop your towel to the side. for a moment. We're going to come back to it. Open your legs out to the side, and we're just going to do this kind of simple windshield wiper, dropping the knees to activate the legs a little bit more. One knee coming to the center, and then the other one, your hands on your waist, or maybe on the side of your chair. Moving side to side a bit like that. And then just come back, stay here. As you have your hands on the knees, a little bit of a rotation here. So turning sideways with the shoulder towards the knee, and then up, and then to the other side. Moving side to side a little bit like that. When you move like that, your hand here is almost like pushing the knee away as the shoulder is reaching towards the shoulder, back to the center, and then to the other side, and then release. Now bring your knees together again at the center. Now just the very simple thing, we kind of worked with the arms and a little bit of the spine, just for the spine, this cat-cow tilts as we call it in yoga, reaching forward and then rounding the spine, arching and rounding. Just go a few rounds of almost like undulating your spine, front and back, activating all of the joints. But like very simple joint movements, I always kind of like to remind, are just so key for our kind of longevity, to have less pain, more active and less stiffness, let's say, in our joints as we grow older. As we grow wiser, we also grow older. I wish we could just like stay the same, no? It's kind of hard. The best thing we could do is just like regular movement. Do that one last time. And exhale. And then slowly release, roll your shoulders if you like. And now we're gonna come up slowly, and then we're gonna do it differently, as we do a lot of times with this Utkatasana chair pose, when we are coming into a standing position from the chair. This time we're gonna have this one between our hands. And see, for some of you, this may be a bit tricky, especially if you are really struggling with the balance. When you have your hands at the front, if this is too much, don't use this, but you can do it almost like your arms reaching back, this version. And then to the front. Otherwise, if the balance is, or if you want to give it a try, or if the balance is relatively accessible, feel again very active hands. You're isometrically almost like trying to draw them away from each other, and reach to the front as if you're going to come up into a standing, or more like a chair position in yoga. Again, reach to the front and then back. And this time, see if you can really shift your weight onto the feet. Feel almost like a little bit at the front, and then the heels, and then lift your hips up off the chair. Feel your strong legs. Just stay here as you are almost like using the towel, the strap, between your hands to keep yourself active. Being aware of your strong legs now. We did a lot for the arms. And now feeling your legs as you are pulsing here. And then very slowly straighten the legs. Now open the towel, let's say wide, and then keep kind of reaching up a little bit. And then side to side, kind of nice and easy. Doesn't have to be in a specific way, but a little bit of like stretches for the side body. One more time. And then you can bring it now to the almost like a waist level, and then turn side to side. Doesn't have to be very active. You're just using it kind of here. And then release. I'm going to move the chair to the side. And we'll put the towel here. Maybe take a sip from my water. And now as you come into a standing position, just take a moment to swing your arms side to side. Lift your heel when you turn sideways, as we are integrating almost like upper body and lower body, feeling ourselves standing. And just do that maybe a couple of more rounds. And then slowly come to the center. And then just feel your whole body. Notice any changes. Things are kind of flowing a little bit more in the body probably. Now we're going to do one more round, this time for the legs, maybe for the arms as well. You'll see. Coming into a wide stance. I trust this would be doable by all for the goddess explorations. This pose in yoga is really about tapping into our inner strength. Imagine yourself in whatever form, like whatever you are doing, feeling yourself like at your best or like the most strength that you can kind of think of. So we're gonna explore how you can really feel that one. When I was thinking about like this woman in my life, some strong woman, I realized that most of them are tiny, like this, maybe 5 feet or maybe less. But they had such an amazing strength. They were like a big ball compared to like their small bodies. I was just always like amazed by their energy. So they had something inside. So we have all this kind of strength actually in ourselves and tapping into or remembering really like strong women in our lives. So slowly coming into this position where we're going to be bending the knees and straightening. So make sure that your kneecaps are in line with the like middle toes here. When we do like that. If for any reason your knees are very sensitive, you can do just like a tiny bend, doesn't have to be like a big way. But the pose itself in yoga, it's something like that. You go low and then you're staying here saying like, I am the goddess, maybe. And by the way, if there is any men doing this class, it's not only for women, it's for all of us actually. There is also this woman who did like a Harvard researcher about like inner strength building poses, and she uses this one among them. So have this one slightly wider, I would say, like as if you would have your arms like this. And then starting with the legs straight, okay? And then the towel is close towards your head. And when you exhale, drop the knees and try to straighten your arms. And then down. You can coordinate this with the breath. It could be inhale or exhale. So reach them up as you bend the knees and notice how it feels. It's a lot, right? And then let's do that one more time, tapping into our inner strength, like in a big way. And then for the last one, we're just going to hold it here as you bend the knees. Stay here in this inner strength building. Notice maybe things are feeling a bit difficult for you, but you can stay with it. Just take another moment here. You're again actively trying to take apart the hands, reach them away from each other. And then slowly, as you release, straighten the legs, release the hands, maybe drop the towel to the side, turn your feet towards each other, and then bring the hands in front of the heart if you like. Really go in. What does it mean for you to have this inner strength? Is it just like a matter of faith, maybe trusting in you? Or do you need something external? A lot of times when we look for things from outside, they may not come. And then we feel frustrated. But for this moment, or at this present moment, can you really tap into this inner strength or something in you? Maybe it may be just like a small voice saying like, I'm here, just listen to that. And then as you exhale, slowly release, open your eyes if they were closed. After we did all this strengthening, let's say, moves, let's do a little bit of a stretch. Turn your foot out to the side. So you'll have your foot very close to your chair here. We're going to do Trikonasana triangle pose. So have one hand on your waist and start to slide it downward as you are coming over your thigh. You don't have to go all the way down or anything, but keep leg as much as possible straight. There could be a slight bend, don't worry about it. And then slide the hand down a little bit more. Maybe your hand is going to come to the chair. You're going to be feeling a lot of stretch in the inner leg. But when you are doing this, the idea, I know some people would like to come all the way down, but when you come all the way down, you are losing this strength building opportunity, let's say. So keep yourself still aligned right over the thigh, hand on the chair or maybe somewhere on your thigh or on your shin bone. But feel this sense of like holding yourself, your trunk in this position. That's going to require a lot of core engagement. Just tap into that one. Maybe hand on the chair again. If you want to open this arm, go ahead and do that. Are you pressing your feet firmly down to lift or almost like hold your body diagonally like that? And are you breathing deep and nice? If you want to kind of challenge yourself, just release the hand maybe on the air. Keep pressing your feet firmly down. And with your next inhalation, slowly imagine there's like a hook on the sky and then press your feet firmly down to rise up. And breathe in, breathe out. Another opportunity to kind of tap into the strength, you know. You may be feeling actually like in your guts, as they say. Feel it there, like as if the movement is coming out of like your belly. And then we're going to move to the other side. I'm moving my chair. You don't have to. Just to stay towards the camera. Same thing again. Bring your feet parallel to the chair, very close to the chair, parallel to the long edge of the mat. And then starting to slide yourself down. Maybe from your waist, coming to the hip crease. Just feel like how things are feeling as we are slowly moving into the pose. This deep stretch, let's say, for inner thighs, for your legs, as you are building upper body strength. And then slowly, maybe bring the hand onto the chair. Feel the stretches. If you want to open the arm, maybe do that. Or your hand could be on your waist as well. Feel your legs very strong. If your hand was up, just preparing to release, grabbing almost like something on the sky, and then lift yourself up, and then just take a moment to feel, turn your feet towards each other. Take a moment to feel yourself, again, like in between everything. We're going to do one more thing here, this 5-pointed star, without any towels. So for this one, again, the idea to almost like claim your space in the world. That's what I kind of like to think of this pose. So your feet are as wide as possible and you're opening your arms out to the sides. And then as you open your arms, your feet are really reaching away from each other as well as your fingertips. And then your head is also almost like reaching up towards the sky. And then your belly may be a little bit engaged here. And just holding this and breathing. And doing this by closing your eyes. Feel the sense of like your presence in this world really opening out in all directions. Down, up, sides, front, back. Just tapping into this, again, inner strength by going inside as you're holding the arms like that and breathing. And as you exhale, release. Just take a moment, if you like, maybe bringing one hand into the chest, one hand into the belly. Breathe and tap into this connection. Your body, mind, breath, just momentarily, but together, connected. And in this moment, maybe just saying something nice to yourself. Only you will understand. Something very special, related to some strength, some inner resourcing, inner well-being, inner wealth, they call actually. Or as we call it in yoga, uncaused well-being. As you just tap into this inner strength of sense of like, oh my. And as you exhale, release, open your eyes if they were closed. And then from here, I'm just adjusting the position of the chair. You may not need to. We're gonna go down now slowly, but have your towel close by. We're gonna do just one last thing. For those of you who'd like to go step by step, maybe your hands are on the chair and then slowly bringing one knee and then the other one, and then coming into a sit and sitting on your buttocks here. For others who wants to just go down, I'm just gonna move the chair to the side for a moment. For those of you who just came to the on the mat, maybe do a little bit of this for your hip joints. And then slowly sitting down all the way. And then have the towel or belt or strap again. You could, some of you doesn't want to go down to the ground, I know, for any reason, so it's all good. You could do something similar to what we did earlier while seated. Otherwise, for those of you on the ground, we're going to do something again for the core. Taking a sip. Then adjusting our position now for this one. So feel the bony parts right under the buttocks here, almost like a bit pokey bones there. And then you're gonna be a little bit almost like on the edge of them. We're not gonna go all the way down, that's not the intention, because we're losing the core engagement if we go too much. So have yourself slightly on the back of the sit bones, and then have the towel between your hands and reach a little bit front actively, as if someone is kind of pulling you towards the front, or your chest and knees are almost like coming close towards each other here, but you're slightly back now. It's not big, like not all the way or so. Maybe, I don't know, 20 degrees or so, you're a little bit backward. And then inhale here. And then when you exhale, taking the hands to one side, back to the center, and then turning to the other side. Again, reaching or leaning a little bit backward. Moving side to side a few times like that. Deep core strength being built, almost like this core area, the abdomen, where we have some of the key vitality centers. We're building some strength there. Back to the center. Exhaling out. And then to the other side. Let's do one more time each side. Center. And then to the other side. And then next time when you come to the center here, just stay here. And then maybe draw your feet a little bit closer towards yourself. Keep this engagement or activation in your hands very active, and notice maybe when you have almost like all of your attention there, you may be able to lift one leg, maybe the other one will join, maybe not, if so it's okay, but feel very active. This again, knee and chest, although they are away from each other, as if they are trying to kind of come towards each other. Just for a moment, and then down. And release everything. And you can throw the towel away without throwing the towel in. But anyway, so releasing now everything. So draw, I'm just gonna turn towards the camera. Bring your feet, doesn't have to be very close in this moment, but relatively close as you rock side to side. Releasing a little bit of or stretching the leg muscles and hips. You can now draw them a little bit closer to the best of your ability. Maybe some of you will be able to kind of grab your feet, toes from the sides. Again, the same thing. Some of you may even be able to kind of push the elbows out to the side as you keep reaching forward with the chest. We're not coming into like a full circle here. And just a few more rounds of, you can keep rocking like that or just reaching forward with the chin and chest a little bit, strengthening or lengthening the spine rather. And then release, bring the knees towards each other, and then reach to the front and turning again this way towards the front. And right now, just reach one heel at a time, almost like rocking side to side kind of a thing. Heels reaching one at a time. We're almost like stretching a little bit the back of the legs. And then stay here now. Maybe have a slight bend in your knees. And then start to reach forward. Keep the spine again elongated as much as possible. Reach, reach, reach. Your hands may be on your thighs. It's all good. Knees are bent here. But keep your whole spine reaching. Some of you may be able to grab your feet, maybe not. It's not a problem here. And then slowly release. And then from here we're going to go down. So adjust your position maybe a little bit, coming to the, like almost like the mid part of the mat. And then grab your thigh and then slowly, slowly, slowly bring yourself all the way down. And as you come down, it's a great opportunity to relax everything. Feel your body now resting on the ground. We did so many other things, different positions, different postures. Notice how the body feels right now. And notice in this like complete softness and relaxation, this inner strength is kind of still there. It's not gone anywhere. It's still there that you can really access to it anytime you need to. And then gradually, when you feel ready, draw the knees towards your chest and take a moment to rock side to side. And then circle with the knees, your hands on the kneecaps or maybe behind the knees. A couple of rounds of circles like that. Reverse the movement, turn the knees to the other direction. And then bring them at the center again. Drop your feet one more time. And then we're going to do a few rounds of bridge pose, and then we'll do maybe a holding at the end. So for this one, have your feet, heels close to your hips, so you can almost like touch with your hands, and have your feet also parallel to each other. They're relatively close. They're not kind of randomly out somewhere there, so they're relatively close. And feel the soles of your feet. They are touching to the ground. Feel the shoulders. And you don't need to even like look at the screen here, but as you press your feet firmly down, start to lift your pelvis up off the ground. And then as you exhale, slowly release it down like upper body, middle, and then lower spine. A couple of rounds like that, inhaling, lifting. And when you lift, squeeze the glutes also a little bit. Keep gazing up towards the sky. And exhale. Lift up. And And exhale. In the next one, we're just gonna hold it here when the pelvis is lifted. So press your feet firmly down, lift the pelvis up. Maybe just move your shoulders a little bit so that they're almost like under, or maybe your hands are able to kind of go under your buttocks here. If that's not accessible, it's okay. Maybe you're just lifting it tiny bit, that's okay. But feel this change in kind of flow of things that we have generated. Now your heart is below all the like leg area. So the blood is moving with a little bit more ease towards your heart. If the hands are, if it is accessible, hands are going underneath and maybe hands are interlacing here. As you actively press your feet down and keep lifting the pelvis, just taking a few moments to almost like change this flow of the blood and lymph, coming more like with more ease towards the heart. Feet pressing firmly down. And then as we prepare to release, unlace the hands if they were kind of interlaced, and then slowly, slowly, slowly from the upper back, middle back, lower back, all the way coming to the ground. And just adjust your shoulders if you need to. And then let your knees kind of splay towards each other as the feet are on the sides. And breathe. Feel the effects of this visit to the bridge. Again, this sense of connection with your whole body, with your whole being. Draw your knees towards your chest one more time. And for this round, if you like, open them out to the sides as we circle to release any tension, tightness around the low back. Reverse the move, so they're coming close towards each other, but moving in opposite directions. And now have your knees at the center, but open the arms out to the sides, like in a T, maybe like a cactus if you like, doesn't matter. And now we're gonna move the knees side to side a little bit, coming into like both knees, same side kind of twists. First move, just a few rounds, let's say one side and then the other. And then next time when you have your knees to one side, just drop them. If this feels comfortable, stay like that. Otherwise, if this kind of feels a bit weird, maybe while your feet is still on the ground, lift the pelvis and kind of hips, shift them a little bit up, and then turn them a little bit more. So they're gonna be almost like stacked on top of each other. So you first like lift them up and then turn, just to have this sense of a little bit easeful, let's say, because a lot of times this twist will feel weird. So drop your knees now and then breathe. Feeling deep, nice kind of stretch happening alongside diagonally. Obliques. Your arm can also be reaching back or maybe out. So use this as an opportunity to stretch the arms also a little bit. We didn't do much stretches for the arms at the end. With your next inhalation, turn yourself back to the center, and then we're going to turn to the other side. Again, you can simply just drop the knees like that to the side. If it feels comfortable, stay there. Otherwise, maybe lift the hips like a hammock and then drop them down so that they're going to be stacked with a little bit more ease. And then the hand on the side that you're turning can gently press. Doesn't have to be like a big way. Let this be really like a relaxing sense of stretch. And this arm can be, again, doing some stretch if you like, maybe reaching up overhead or on the side, but opening it a little bit so that you're stretching all the muscles. Breathing in, breathing out. And then slowly, with your next inhalation, coming back to the center. As we come to the end, if there is any pose that you would like to do, actually maybe something, let's do this one. Opening, bringing the soles of the feet to touch. Knees are opening out to the side. And then hands coming maybe under the head. Just a few moments. Feeling this stretch happening in your inner legs, your arms also. Maybe this is an opportunity for the arms also to stretch. Breath nice, deep, big. And then slowly release, unlace the hands. And then take the legs. And then from here, transitioning into shavasana, the final relaxation pose. For some of you, this would be just like legs straight and then arms opening out to the side. If you want to keep your knees bent, it's all good. You can also have your knees maybe resting on the chair. That's also another option. Or maybe even legs against the wall. So just finding a position to come into like a complete stillness. And stay here. I'm just going to come into a seated position now to guide with a few words. So as you are resting now on the ground, feel all the points of the body touching to the ground. From your heels, maybe any parts of legs or buttocks, and the entire torso, trunk on the ground. Feeling yourself like completely resting. There is really nothing to do. Almost using this as an opportunity for exploration though. Now that you are resting, there is nothing to do. Just feel your body. That's your home base. Always with you. With this sense of curiosity. Again, with this almost like inner exploration, checking in this sense of inner strength, inner well-being, or inner just maybe simple resource, let's say. Doesn't have to come from outside. It's already there. Just tapping into that. And maybe hearing some messages. Maybe there's going to be something like you are much stronger than you think you are. Or you have this inner wealth already that's inside. And it's not going to change. It's not going to disappear despite all the things that may happen in your lives. Feeling yourself at home in your body. Deeply, sincerely connected with your whole being. Inner strength, inner resource, inner well-being, whatever you call it, that's already there. Gradually allowing the breath to be deeper again. As you almost like familiarize yourself with this inner connection, how does that feel? Trusting inside, trusting something that's good inside, something strong already inside. Allowing the breath to be a bit more active slowly. And then moving your hands, fingers, wiggling, wrists moving, circling, your feet also, ankles, toes. Coming into a whole body stretch if you like, taking the arms up overhead, stretching. And then making a circle with the arms to draw the knees towards your chest. Giving yourself a nice hug and saying something nice to yourself again. Something so nice that all parts of your body feel like, oh yeah, I'm happy. So just say this to yourself. It could be just like, thank you. If you are having a hard time to find. Or just my dear. Oh, my dearest. And then rock side to side for a few moments. And then, if you like, drop your knees to one side. Feel yourself slowly transitioning through fetal position maybe. And then turning as you press the hands down, coming into an upright seated position. And then finding this long spine again. Lifted, uplifted from inside out. And when you are ready, bringing the hands to touch each other as you gently kind of touch towards your chest, bringing chin to the chest to bow to the light within. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. The light within me salutes the light within each and every one of you. Namaste.